Hello, everybody over there at the camera. Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K. I am sitting here with Donovan Doran Rocks and hiding his hand Sadiq. We are going to cover a few topics today. One of them being Mr. Trump. Not Trump per se, but some of the things that he said he was going to do. And so I'd like to say hi to YouTube, Facebook, and the Demetra K podcast. Thank you for joining us. It is our pleasure to have you here with us. So if any one of you guys, I know YouTube, you can't ask a question, but the podcast and obviously Facebook will ask questions. If you guys have any questions or comments you guys want us to cover, please feel free to do so. And so I always like to start off with saying the purpose of this show is to promote Black love, understanding, and knowledge of the things that go on in the Black community in order to make us better people. Okay, so hey Quentin, what's happening? So Donovan, what's going on with you? And I was gonna show you guys Donovan, but I'm gonna redact or stop, turning the camera because it kind of messes up the production a little bit here. So hey Ed, so we have Donovan here. He's working all the bells and the whistles, and you guys will eventually see the finished production that will be on YouTube in a couple of days. All right. And so I think I have enough people on here. I want to go ahead and get started. All right. So Trump, I called him the unjailer-in-chief. And is he going to free them all? Now, what do I mean by that? Not too long ago, Donald Trump freed Alice Marie Johnson, a Black woman who was serving a life sentence for a first-time nonviolent drug offense. Prior to that, Kim Kardashian met with Trump to convince him to free Miss Johnson. It should be known that the Obama administration denied Miss Johnson's application twice for clemency. Now, he also declined to grant clemency for Jack Johnson, but Trump did free Alice and Jack Johnson. Now, to be honest, Trump has only, at this point in his presidency, he's only freed high-profile people like Scooter Libby, Sheriff Arpaio, and the D'Souza guy, and then somebody else. So there have been, people of some stature. And then Alice Johnson, who had Kim Kardashian tied to her cause. Okay, but Obama has granted clemency to over 1,900 prisoners during his term. Hey, Hannah, I'm going to get to your question. And Dennis, what's happening? Now, he has granted over 1,900 clemency to over 1,900 prisoners during his term, the most of any president in 65 years. Most were those who were serving lengthy drug charges or sentences, rather. Now, moving forward, most of the Philadelphia Eagles, this year's Super Bowl champion, declined the traditional visit to the White House to meet with Trump. So Trump uninvited him. He invited the whole team because he said that over 1,000 fans were going to be there and it would be a disappointment and they deserve better. So instead, he changed the event to the Celebration of America. It should be also noted that Trump has had a very volatile relationship with many in the NFL, football players to be exact, due to some of them taking a knee during the national anthem to protest police brutality and the unjust treatment of Black people in America. He also called them sons of bitches and said that if they don't want to honor the flag and the national anthem, they should leave the country, among other disparaging things that he said, okay? Now, Malcolm Jenkins of the Eagles staged a silent protest by holding up a handwritten sign as reporters asked, actually it was a few signs, as reporters asked him questions about the White House visit. He often held up a sign that says, "You aren't listening," when they kept asking him different questions as he was holding up the other signs. Now, along with the signs that gave statistics about the unfamiliar treatment of Black people, he was, holding up the sign that I just mentioned. Okay, so somewhere down the line, Trump had a change of heart. He made an offer to the players who felt the need to protest. He asked them to suggest people who deserve to be freed, and his administration will look at the applications. If they deserve to be freed, he will pardon them or at least let them out. Trump feels that this is an opportunity to move the protest forward, past the talk and actually do something about it. Okay, now that's an awesome start. However, many people are saying that he is missing the point. Something needs to be done about police brutality and other injustices first, because that would more than likely cut down some of the unfair sentencing of people of color, specifically black people. Some are also saying that black folks were ebullient about the release of Alice Marie Johnson, and he is trying to capitalize on that by swaying black voters over to the right. And it sounds like they're saying that to some degree it's working. I don't know. So now let's not forget, Trump has said on a few occasions that drug dealers should not get they should get the death penalty. And he also championed the cause of a national stop and frisk program that primarily targets black men. So if Trump delivers on his promise of letting unfairly sentenced black folks out of prison, would you vote for him or his party? Why or why not? Providing you don't already. So if you're already a Trump supporter, okay, I'm not speaking to you, but you can still chime in. And do you believe he is sincere? Has he really had a change of heart? All right, so let's get down to some of these comments. Ooh, I see a bunch of them. And then it says, hey, Demetra, what's happening? And Hannah, he says, my beef with this whole situation is famous people getting results that common sense or our representation should have. Secondly, Obama should have. Yes, he should have. And Ed, you say free them all. Yet another smokescreen. Anything to smear 44's history. How about much longer? Well, I agree. And I'm glad that you hit on that right now, because that's, from what I saw from the very beginning, is that's a direct punch in the face to Obama. And saying, okay, well, because, with Jack Johnson, Obama, they didn't want to touch it. Him and Eric Holder, they were like, well, he kind of was a womanizer. Well, and, he did run some prostitute, treating her bad. That's what they were saying.
Yeah. There's a movie starring James Earl Jones that kind of...
the old school one.
Yeah,
right.
It was made in 1971.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was like The Great White Hype.
Great Hype. Yeah.
Check that out. But basically, they had laws that were made to where, you take a white woman across lines. Yeah, the Mann Act and stuff like that. But
it was, they called it human trafficking, but it was because he took the white woman across state lines. And
they charged him with it. And that was his wife.
It was his wife.
Right?
Yeah, so Obama administration was like, well, he kind of didn't have clean hands in the situation. We really want to touch it.
But then again, like we've been saying, Obama refused to do anything for black people outright because he was put there for a specific reason. Not to do for black people, but to do for Wall Street and keep everybody calm.
Right.
That was his whole mission.
And then Ed, you also say Trump has a beef with the NFL because he sued them over the USFL.
Yeah, and they won $1.
And they won $1?
They won $1 in the lawsuit. The USFL won $1.
Okay, and so I have heard that before. I've heard that he has been bitter ever since. And so if you really think about it, most of the things that's been going on with the NFL has had Trump's hand in it. Whether he, telling the owners, if you do this and that is going to happen. And
he tried to be an owner in NFL and they rejected it.
Right. And so he's had an axe to grind ever since. And so Hannity says, I respect an open racist more than closeted racist on the left is bad, just as bad. No, absolutely.
Welcome to California.
Right. Yeah, so I guess what I want to know from you guys, do you guys believe that Trump is sincere? He's saying, hey, you guys, you know what? Instead of kneeling, now these aren't my words, I'm just reporting as I see it. But instead of you guys kneeling, why don't you guys tell me who needs to be free? We'll look at it, and if they deserve to be free, we'll go ahead and open the door.
If you ask me, if somebody's going to do something for us in any capacity, I don't care if you are a KKK member. If it's going to benefit me and my people, I'm all for it.
Sounds good to me. And Ed says, I would not vote for Trump ever. The president does not represent me or my ideals.
Right.
Trump isn't even dealing with the issues of brutality against people of color. And yes, that's where the other part of the discussion is. It's like, okay, great. We want you to let these people out, but let's deal with why they're even going in there in the first place. Mm-hmm. So you're saying you wouldn't vote for him nowhere. Hey, Al, he says Trump said he is free of all prejudices. he hates every black person equally.
That's right. I hate, you got to hate everybody equally.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a supporter of Trump, but I'm like, okay, well, let's see how serious he is. Is he gonna really let black people out, or a black? Well, I'm assuming it's black people.
Well, you guys also got to realize he's doing that also to let his people know that if they have done any wrongdoing in this Russian investigation, that a pardon is out there if they are willing to fall on that knife.
Got it.
So
got it.
It's a subliminal message.
Got it. And then Hannah says they are both equally bad. The parties, I mean, no, absolutely. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, I went to the polls, me and my daughter this Tuesday, not the poll like the. we went to the voting poll. That's sad in this day and age. I have to clarify that. We go to the poll. We went to the, Anyway, we spent the copious amount of time in there because we wanted to make sure we were voting our better interests. To sometimes we even wrote each other's name in, like, okay, neither one of these candidates or none of these candidates sound like they want to do anything specifically for us. So here, I'll write your name and you write my name in. So we did that. But to your point, why not just vote your better interest? Why does it have to be Democrat? Why does it have to be a Republican? Because in some cases, in a lot of cases, like Hannah said, they're all the same.
Right. It's the same coin, two different sides.
Same. And as you said, there's two wings on the same bird.
Right. But, and like I said, well, what if I'm an affluent black person and I'm not supposed to take the tax cut that's going to benefit me?
Yeah, of course.
You're
going to vote your better interest.
Absolutely.
It's money at that point.
Absolutely.
And then it says he still got to address unfair police profiling of blacks. Right. I totally agree with that. And that's what a lot of people are saying.
Well, see, and here's the problem what people don't understand. That is the president sits on a federal level. Mm-hmm. At a federal level, it's just like when Bush came out and said that there'll be no more federal discrimination by the federal police departments. How many interstates we have all this interstate goes across the United States. How many interstate policemen do you see across the United States? There are none.
Right. So you're right, like I said, there's levels.
There's levels. So
state and local.
Yeah. So him saying all this, he can only control the federal level. So he could put an edict out tomorrow and say there's no more thing. There is no federal police.
Right. That's not true.
So it goes to the state. That's why local elections and local things are so important.
Which is why I went and voted.
Exactly.
On Tuesday. It took me a while,
but and I'm not trying to down anybody that's saying that, but that's where people get confused because they don't understand the levels of how the government works.
What people are mostly saying is, okay, great, you want to let people out, but just as you are vocal about people, respecting the flag and all that, why don't you address why they are kneeling? Because of the police brutality and the injustices. And you know what? I will vote for Trump. I won't vote for him. I will vote for Trump 10 terms if he writes us a check. He can go champion. Hell, you are overruling all this other stuff and making all these executive orders.
Technically he's not, because like I said, he could only do things on the federal level.
I know, but I'm just saying, hey.
Yeah, but the uninformed think, oh yeah, he's the president. He can tell Moreno Valley what to do. No, he can't.
Well, while he's feeling liberal, go and write a check.
Yeah.
Get liberal with your pen, let it get loose.
Right.
And then A says, no, I don't believe he is sincere at all. So you think he's just doing it to kind of sway black voters?
Well, yeah, I think he's doing it to sway black voters, and I also think he's doing it to confuse everybody and get them off of the Russia thing.
And get us all emotional.
Because when it comes, because think about it, he's technically buying you. Well, there's no collusion. There's no collusion. No.
We ain't even really talking about the
Right. But wait. Remember, I just freed Shakur and all these other people for you. I just freed them. So I need your backing. That's what all this is about. He's trying to buy the politic.
Of course. So. But is it smart?
It's very smart.
Very smart.
Very smart.
And so,
but you wouldn't be doing that if you weren't guilty.
Yeah, I agree. Right, you're going to pardon yourself. If you didn't do nothing, why you going to pardon yourself? And Hannah says, if he follows through, I'll acknowledge his progress and even say thanks, but would you vote for him?
No, I wouldn't vote for him at all.
Hey, Jonelle. Jonelle is free.
He's free?
Jonelle is free.
Oh, man.
Free him all.
Yeah.
He's free.
Yeah. Wait, and that's because of Trump.
Yeah, did Trump let you go, Jonelle? Did he pardon you?
Yeah.
We're talking about Facebook jail, y'all.
Yeah.
And Al says, Trump wants to hire people of color to work for the Department of Redundancy. Really? Okay. And Ed says, even if people of color were released from jail, he is and would never address the systematic problems.
True.
Both parties suck. What are we not looking at? Is the financial crisis that is out of, let's see. Oops. That is I think it meant to say about to go down. Mm-hmm. You better watch your 401k
yes,
savings. It's about to go down.
We are headed into a financial
every time
there is a businessman as president, a recession either happens or happens right after they leave office because of their terrible policies. Businessmen and government, it just doesn't work.
So can we blame him for the high gas prices too?
No, that's a Democrat that did that.
That's Sabrina Cervantes who ain't trying to act like she has nothing to do with that. Right. And Hannah says he can press governors via his platform. Yes, he can. He can talk about making changes and stuff statewide and stuff like that.
And
he sure can.
Well, again, the governor is the executive. It isn't. You got to know government. I'm not being I hope I'm not being disrespectful. That's not my intention.
I'm just
that's not my intention. The governor, the president, these people they don't enact laws. They enforce laws.
Right.
So he has to talk to the legislator. In California, the legislature is mostly Democratic. So,
especially in California.
So that's why things get done. You can talk to the governor all day. His power is very limited.
Okay.
Very limited.
And Jonelle says, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches they will eventually have to let everyone out of prisons. When we do the math, this society is done economically. Mm-hmm. All they have left is war. Yep. Well, I mean, at the rate Trump is going, we don't have no friends left. How do you piss off Canada?
Yeah, as a veteran myself, I sometimes look at these liberals and I wonder, we've been in Afghanistan for over 16 years. When is it going to stop?
When all the money is gone?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Nobody is addressing these young people going over there and getting maimed and killed in some situations. Now, that's just our people. Now, think about the people that are over there that we're killing.
True.
Nobody's stepping up and saying it. They're acting like, hey, let's just go to the mall and do our thing. And,
right. True. And then Hannity says, every politician panders. Don't think the left doesn't. When they show up in church right before the election, you ain't lying.
And we are going to be talking about that in a little bit.
Yes, we are. But you're right. They know how to do it. And then, of course, the pastor gets up there saying, I'm not telling you who to vote for. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. Just let them get up here and give the platform. If you want to vote for them. Now, they even gave them, it's a hefty donation. I just want y'all to know that.
I have a tweet from Vicky Malloyd, who happens to be my aunt.
Hey, Vicky.
I don't know, but it will be interesting to see him try to sway us.
Well, he's trying. He's trying because, and that should tell us as black people something that we are. I don't know. The
deciding factor.
Yeah, we are a big part of it.
Mm-hmm. We're the deciding factor.
We're a big part of it. I mean, hell, we voted 98% for Obama. Mm-hmm. Could have did that without us.
Mm-hmm. And how many did we vote for Hillary? Overwhelmingly.
Overwhelmingly. Yes, you voted for her twice.
and that's because your sister owes me something.
Oh, okay.
She owes me something.
Jonelle says, Trump couldn't hold me. Trump is a Zionist, and what's it, IAPAC?
What?
APAC?
Yeah, APAC. Mm-hmm.
Okay, presidential choice. I need to find out what that is. Presidential choice. It's all about the money and the one that can steer the people to the most state of docile and 100% ignorance.
To the slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm. Right. That allow whites to regulate. No, absolutely. I mean, we're just. And to your point, as black people, we are docile. I think we might.
We're docile. Hey, wait, no. We're docile. Do you remember 6 years ago when they had that food stamp system problem? Black folks just jumped out of the windows, man.
You're talking about in
Atlanta,
Atlanta, Louisiana. Shopping carts left everywhere.
No, yeah, because people, the system didn't recognize the cards. There was something going on, and
right.
People gotta eat. I mean, them Negroes were out in the street.
But that's to Jonelle's point. That is part of us being docile, in that, especially the Democrats. We're gonna do everything for you. Don't worry.
See you in 4 years.
And we're gonna spoon feed you. We're gonna make sure there's something on the spoon.
Wait.
Give you the spoon.
Wait, you're not a citizen? Oh, you can have a driver's license. That's fine.
Right.
You can have a driver's license.
Right.
We'll take care of
So
it.
yeah, but that is only going to be to our demise.
Sure.
You know, like you said, sheep. Once they get there, like, wait a second, I didn't mean to follow you in here.
Yeah, what's that Malcolm X used to say? They may have the gas ovens on before you realize they're hot.
Right, exactly. And Ed, you say additionally they were the way we are burning our allies. You need to watch for another 9/11. We are weak right now. History is repeating itself. Remember, in 1968, folks, we are moving backwards. Let's see. Now at a rapid speed. Yeah, it's like, Trump, what are you doing?
The good old days.
I mean, you fighting with everybody over
The good old
stupid
days.
stuff. And like, I saw Justin. What is his term?
Justin Trudeau. I think it's a 6-year term.
I mean, but is he like what do you call him?
Prime
President?
Minister. He's Prime Minister. Right.
He was like, listen, we're very nice people, but our hearts don't pump no Kool-Aid.
Right.
Okay, we ain't no punks. We're not going to let you push us around.
And this guy's like, I think he's barely 40 years old.
I think Trump's jealous.
Yeah. I do too.
Trump's like, he's got his hair, all of his hair.
Well, it's that, and remember, Trump is a failed businessman. Every time somebody says he's so successful, name me one thing he's been successful at.
Right.
Football team folded. Trump steaks
I think he's
folded.
gonna say steaks.
Yeah, the Trump vodka failed.
Right.
He tried to scam kids out of Trump University. You know,
Right.
I mean, the guy's failed, and he's a charlatan.
But they fall for it, though.
That's true. You know, those that aren't awake, the ones that are
Right.
awake are like, no, you can see what this guy's doing because
The
it's
ones
sad.
that was like, I don't have that Obamacare.
Yeah. These are the people that,
Voted against their own.
and these are the people that it kind of goes with what we're talking about. You have a deep state that even tried to shut down this show because we're giving information to make people think.
Oh well.
And by the way, I won my lawsuit against YouTube in that.
Good.
So
I'm glad.
yeah.
And Jonelle says it's not going to stop Donovan until America gets run out of all these countries via the World War III, which they will surely lose, and will also leave the white nation population like an empty branch.
Yeah.
So y'all think that we're headed toward World War III?
Well, ask yourself this as an American: what are we doing in these countries?
Money.
I mean,
Resources?
wait, but you don't see them having bases in our country, but we
Right.
got bases in their country.
Right. Oh no, we know why they're there.
Yeah, we know, but I'm just
Right.
saying, asking, is that even rational to
Well,
why?
to us it is.
You know, 60
Right.
years later, 70 years later after World War II, why are we still in these other people's countries?
Right. Taking over.
Right.
Well, we know we're trying to get them stable.
And it isn't our military; it's the corporations.
Right. Halliburton and them.
Shell,
Right.
Exxon, big money.
And Allison, even Obama once said while he was in office that he wanted to be a procrastinator, but he never got around to it. Jonelle says the minister said Trump will take us to hell on a rocket ship. Trump is just being Archie Bunker. Yeah, and that's who he is. But I think what we forget to a lot is that Trump is a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote the art of the deal, and
Well, not
everybody
really.
and their mama bought the book. I mean, even my mama had the book.
not really. He didn't write anything.
Well,
Ghostwriter, yeah.
allegedly his stuff.
Yeah.
He's a salesman, and he's just been able to snake.
No, he's not a salesman. He's a liar.
He's a silver tongue.
Yeah, he's just a liar. He's
But
not a
people
salesman
fall for it though.
because he doesn't sell anything,
Right.
and everything he does try to sell fails.
That's what I'm gonna start doing.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna sell air.
just lie. Just
Yeah.
lie.
I think I'll do that. And Ed says, my point is, how does 35% of the nation keep this clown in office? What is keeping him in office? I feel like this is the smash and grab. Well, I guess it took more than 35% to get him there. And I mean, you know the story. You got to go through the chain of command and processes to get him out. Now, if, or I guess when, he's found guilty of collusion, then what?
Oh, then you got Mike Pence.
They got Mike Pence, and so it's like, is he even better? Sounds like he might be worse because he sounds like he's a real bona fide racist.
Yeah, no, he is, but he was a governor, so he knows the legislative system. Trump's biggest problem is he is not educated. That's his biggest. He doesn't understand how government works. He doesn't understand. He just thinks I'm president, so I can do anything I want. I'm a blah blah.
He
doesn't read and stuff like that. But yet people say this guy's a great guy.
He's very polarizing. That's what he is. He has a personality.
Right.
What kind, I don't know.
Look, you talk about he's a great negotiator. Here's a fact a lot of people don't know. Do you know, and it's a public record, that when his show was picked up, The Apprentice, the first year, Trump was paid $50,000 an episode to do the show. Now, that's a general payout because they don't know if the show is going to be popular, if it's not,
Right.
whatever.
And plus, he wasn't on there the whole show.
Right. But
Yeah.
you know, for each episode, $50,000 an episode. The next year when it was picked up, he demanded $1 million an episode. I want $1 million.
How do you go from 50,000 to $1 million?
Because it was a popular show, it was picked
Okay,
up.
did he get it?
So he figured that, I'm Donald Trump. I'm a great negotiator.
Part of the deal.
They told him outright, hell no. We're not doing it because we can either get rid of that show, or we can bring somebody else in. We can bring another celebrity in to do the same show, right? He said, okay, I'll take 60,000. What a great negotiator.
Walking tall and talking tough.
What a great negotiator. You guys, buckle up, prepare for impact.
Oh, God. Al says, when going into business with people like Trump, make sure you are on the same page, but all parties must know how to read. Yeah, and he don't know how to read.
He doesn't know how to read.
He says he doesn't read.
And that's another good point. Just because somebody is rich, okay, yeah, they have all this wealth. That doesn't mean they went to school.
Well, he did. Yeah,
No. He went to school, but that doesn't mean.
He probably just got passed.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Mom's
You're
giving donations
right.
to the university.
Right. He's living off his wealth.
Right.
It's people.
Well,
Come
they
on.
admit they can't read. And Ed said,
Wake
what
up.
disturbs me most is that people in America actually believe in Trump's ideals. Well,
I don't believe in any
it's
of
the
it.
people who voted for him that believe what his ideals are. I
Okay.
guess maybe it's only known to them.
Well,
But
okay, we got to stop talking about the people that voted for him or whatever. They're not the problem. You know what the problem is?
what's the problem?
The people that voted for Hillary. That's the problem.
Well, who should they have voted for?
Bernie Sanders. When you got a rigged election against an unknown socialist Democrat, and they're telling you this is your leader, and you don't say it's overwhelmingly nobody wants her, but you put her up anyway. I mean, come on.
Well, she's who were they were going to select anyway.
We know that, but what I'm
Right.
saying is it's our fault for backing Hillary.
Okay, but how much of that does Bernie have to bear of that blame?
What do you mean?
Because he was independent, right?
Yes, he's an independent.
Shouldn't he have just stayed that way?
Yes and no, but remember, the system is the same party. Whenever a third party rises,
They crush him.
they crush it.
Right.
So it
Right.
doesn't matter what Bernie. That's why he had to go Democrat to get
Right.
into the game.
But we failed him.
Yeah, we failed him.
We were with her.
The minute Hillary got nominated, after all the shenanigans that went down, everybody should have just said, "We're done."
You know
at
what he
that
should
point.
have did? He should put some hot sauce in his bag.
Sure enough.
Joe Nelson says, exactly, Donovan. They're in those countries raping, lying,
Mm-hmm.
regulating, pimping, and stealing. These whites have not changed their ways or methods. What keeps Trump in office is Zionists that regulate. Zionists. I lost my place. Zionists that regulate the nation and the masses. Ignorance to the Zionists owning and regulating the white government called America. Money explains it all.
Right, look, John Tell, look, you're on parole right now.
Jonelle.
You're on parole right now, brother. I don't want to see you go back in. You gotta play the game a little bit.
You on parole.
Yeah.
You gotta tread light,
Yeah. We want to see you next week. I mean, just say a few things. You're on.
He said, ease on into
Yeah,
it.
you're
Brother, ease
right.
on into it. He said, enjoy the fresh air,
Yes.
the sunshine, a little bit. Get a suntan before you get
Right.
back in
You're becoming habitual offender.
there. Okay? You're not helping the recidivism rate. Yeah, we need you out on this side.
He's speaking the real. He's speaking the real.
Hey, Erica.
I just missed the brother. That's all.
Yeah, you're right. 30 days, you was down for the count, like, damn. Is he gonna be, damn. You got him in solitary confinement.
They're ready to put him right back in. He's sitting at the door.
Oh my God. And Ed says, yeah, I agree. There needs to be a specific uprising within the party, similar to the Tea Party,
Right.
to make a difference. Otherwise, you are helping the other party win. Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Right.
We helped them win.
But, what about black people getting a party?
It's just not going to
Why
happen.
won't we do it, though? Are we that loyal to the Democratic Party?
The Democrats have done so much for us. Oh my God, they gave us
What
civil
the-
rights. They've given us
Food stamps.
They've given us civil,
housing.
affirmative action. All these other things.
They're giving us a victim mentality.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not helpful.
And their ice is colder than ours, so we gotta go over that.
Automatically with the Democrats. Okay. And then so Alex says, did Trump have any ties with Wells Fargo? If he snitched on his business partners, would that be considered a banking statement? Probably. You so corny as ridiculous. And Jonel's laughing. He says, funny indeed. I mean, brother, we just listen. We're just trying to give you some advice.
Yeah. Go slow.
Right.
Go slow.
Donovan knows what it's like to be in Facebook jail, so he can relate. For whatever reason,
I've been out for 30 days consecutive without being
right. I've never been in Facebook jail. They never threatened me with Facebook jail.
Right.
So
and I've been in YouTube jail, and I just won my case.
just won your case, so we need you on the outside, brother. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever vote for Trump, only because I know he's not sincere. Mm-hmm. I know it's like a marketing thing, you know. We
say what you got.
Alice Johnson. We know overall Negroes, they go for the low hanging fruit. All we got to do is just, throw them a chicken wing, and they all over it, and it's celebration. And Kim Kardashian, she's a wonderful person. And as I did, as you guys, a lot of you guys saw the video I did. I'm like, okay, well, if Kim Kardashian is getting people free, let's up the ante.
Up the ante, right?
Let's free some of these Black Panthers that have been in there, some of them for 53, 54 years, over stuff that's been debunked that they didn't do. So it's like, let's see how serious you really are. Mm-hmm. It's cool if you freeing a 63-year-old grandma. She didn't deserve to be in there for life for a low-level drug offense or whatever it was she did. But yeah, let's let some of these people out. Under the COINTEL program and other programs, frame these Black people. You got Asada still over in Cuba. She got a $3 million bounty on her head. Mm-hmm. Why don't you tell the governor, whoever that is of New Jersey now, because it's not Christie anymore, right?
No, it's this Democrat one.
Yeah. So tell them, listen, lift the bounty so Asada could come back if she wants to. Maybe doesn't want to. I don't blame her. But yeah, let's free some real people. Mm-hmm. Not that Alice ain't real. But Trump, you got the power to do that.
Yeah, but you got to remember that they're very selective on who they bring, because that's like saying, okay, let's say Muhammad Ali was in exile.
And he's supposed to be pardoning him, but didn't it get overturned already?
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing. That's what I'm saying. People think this guy's an idiot. But let's say Muhammad Ali's in Cuba right now. They don't want these influential people to come back and become martyrs and just, restart the whole thing. Yeah, the thing again. They don't want to bring those people back. They want to bring back the Lil Waynes, the people that are just, ain't about nothing.
Those people now, 70, 80s?
But still, it's just the point of, selling t-shirts or whatever.
Yeah. And that also would admit that the government was wrong.
True.
So, and then Al says, July 27th will be the party of the year. Yes. That's when Al will be in California.
Oh, is that right? And you guys are Six Flags, right?
Yeah, Six Flags.
Six Flags.
He said he just, Lord have mercy.
Al, switch your thing. Use your military benefits. Get here so you can do military days at Knott's Berry Farm.
And I could do Knott's Berry Farm. I could do Universal Studios, but all that up and down. And and then check with your NWR people and get them SeaWorld, them free SeaWorld tickets. I need to check with AARP after I get off the roller coaster.
Right.
I'm not even old enough for AARP yet. Hey, Arson, what's happening? Say, hey, guys, I understand that Trump's projects all fail as stated, etc. But I was just wondering, all this money he supposedly has, was it all inherited? Most of it was getting started.
Yeah, he made a small, insignificant loan from his dad in the 70s of $5 million.
And then his dad give him one of his hotels or something.
Yeah,
he gambled $1 million or something.
Right. And he took that $5 million loan in the 70s, which is equivalent to, I think, a lot of money today. And he went through it like nobody's business. And his dad kept, giving him money, giving him money. Then he got into the casino business, lost $1 billion. Banks, until this very day, would not loan him money.
So his name is what kind of...
So what he does is that he leases his name.
Got it.
Because he lies so much and says, well, if people are going to believe this stuff, then, Trump.
You think my name was worth something?
No.
No?
Pops, he was part of that team they were trying to get rid of,
Exactly, okay? And Ed says, blacks really need to vote specifically as a bloc in order to get things done. The Democratic leadership is way too timid to get it started, though. that is, let's see, that is the issue at hand. We are not even voting. Well, shaking my head.
Yeah.
Put the word out. No, absolutely. And that's what we've been saying. We need
At
our
the local
own,
level.
Yes, we need our own voting block and say, okay, this is who we're going to vote for, or get our own candidate.
For those that aren't paying attention, do you guys realize that President Trump is putting on judges at the district level at an alarming rate? So if you had to appeal your case, and these are all hardcore Republicans that are sitting on the bench, what are the chances of your case being overturned?
Not good.
Exactly.
Not
That's
good.
why we have to start paying attention at a local level
Right.
of how, and voting in blocks, like they
Right.
said, and taking control of our local governments, because that's what matters.
Right, and I really do believe that Trump and the Republicans are trying to sway
Yeah.
black people over by Kanye's, the Kims, and all these other people. That they're really trying to do that. And Erica says, free the people who are locked up for marijuana. Yeah, and I think
That's going to happen. That's
yeah,
gonna
and
happen.
I think Obama, because they say he pardoned or gave clemency to rather over 1,900 people, and a lot of those people were nonviolent
Violent.
drug offenses that were sentenced too harshly. So I think a lot of those people were in there for marijuana offenses, if I'm not mistaken. Hey, Dean, he says Trump ain't freeing no Trump trying to get reelected in 2020 and need a bunch of dumbass Negroes votes that will forget about anything. Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that's what it is. He also say, and that's why he's in Russia's pockets. And then, but I agree with you on that. It's like, give him something. Let's free this old black lady.
Trump is so great.
And they're going to be so overwhelmed with
You know,
emotion.
and have you guys noticed that Trump is making Bush look like he's a decent president?
Yeah, it's like y'all was like Bush, huh?
Yeah, it's, and they bring this guy. It's incredible. It's incredible how they play this game with us.
And John L says, right, Kim Kardashian straight pacifier. They are invested in our degradation. I think I said that right, finally. Keeping us asleep with nonsense. As J. Edgar Hoover say, the greatest threat to their national security is Negro unity.
And a Negro Messiah.
AKA, black unity. Yes, and he did say that. Like, we can't afford for these Negroes to wake up and then unify. That's going to be over for us. And so, like you said, send somebody in there like Kim Kardashian who has mass appeal to everybody.
How, for what, I don't know. But go ahead.
You saw the tape.
Well, I saw the
like
tape,
you
but I'm
did.
just saying any chick can do that.
Well,
Not everybody.
I guess maybe any chick didn't have her mama who was like, girl, shoot, we going to market this.
Yeah.
And our mamas would have kicked our butts.
Well, just like anything else black, nobody's going to buy it for some reason.
I mean, but we might buy into
But not
it.
on the levels of that was sold.
Oh, yeah. Got you. And then Dean says, F thems too. Why can't black people create our own party? That's what we want to know. Why is it so hard to let go of the Democratic ticket?
Because both parties have federal funding, that laws that they've enacted to protect themselves, that whenever any party rises other than those two, they both attack
gonna get 'em.
it. They use all the resources
Right.
of the federal government against that party. And
That's
it
what they,
works.
And they do it all the time.
It just
and that's
works.
funny because I actually was reading about that when I was studying for some other stuff. It's exactly what you said.
It just works.
And Al said, Berry Farm has new
the new roller coaster.
B&D will be on it in October. My stepdad said he got on the Superman ride at Magic Mountain last month, and he was screaming louder than the bee. His side piece is.
Wow. And the name of that roller coaster, that new one at Knott's Berry Farm, isn't the D Special.
I don't want to get on nothing stupid. Okay? And
I think you missed what I just said.
I heard you say it. I got it. I just want to go, wee, and come, that's it.
We gonna see D sitting at that bench like you did last time, just sitting
Growing
there.
up. Yeah, it ain't for me. Ed says, folks, in 2020, the census is coming. The census is coming. Tell your friends of color to really participate in it, not run when asked if they are U.S. citizens. 2020 census, that's funny because I did the 2010 census. I worked, it was really fun, which is how I met one of my friends, Richard. He was actually my supervisor for that precinct. But to your point, you'll be some people like, I ain't answering nothing. Don't ask me to get away from my door. I just want to count you. We gonna keep coming back until you give us the answer. How many people live here? Okay. Can you just help us out? We're trying to help you. We
Right.
like that's probably why we only 13% because the other 20% of black people hide now.
Well, you know,
hide from the census.
here's the funny thing. Friday, I went to go pick up my nephew from
Hey,
school
Charles.
on the last day of school, and there's, I mean, all the Mexicans that showed up with their kids. I don't know why these people weren't at work, but anyway, because they got out at 1:00. I didn't see I mean, there was only a few. I mean, a couple of black folks that were picking up their kids. The rest of the kids were just
Well, they was probably at work
yeah. So
or watching Maury with you.
hey, I was picking up my nephew. You know, handsome AJ.
Begrudgingly, you did. Like, God dang it, you got to get out. Maury Povich is coming on.
Hey, that's what I got a DVR
This
for.
one's gonna be good too.
Yeah, I got a DVR. Don't worry about it.
Not just your Negro Kool-Aid and all
Yes.
ice stuff. And stuff.
Wait. Weren't you the one that said that was the best Kool-Aid you ever had?
That was some good Kool-Aid. Almost made me cuss, but that was some good Kool-Aid. That was a Negro Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
That was a diabetic Kool-Aid right there.
Right.
And then, and then he says, black people need to create our own party. Absolutely.
We do.
And our song says, wow, thank you very much for the info. So to sum it up, Trump is like one of those spoiled kids, stereotypical portrayed
Yes.
by the television as living in Beverly Hills. Okay, so going with my idea, going with my idea, oh, you know, a good one. Okay, going with my idea, that the USA system is really a system regardless of the president.
Right.
And that I believe a president really only applies decisions made by people behind him, quote unquote.
Yes.
How could
that's
the
it.
country that is arguably the most powerful on earth really let somebody like Trump run it? If he is as dumb as everyone says, by the way, I'm not done with my ranting. Give me a few more minutes.
Right. Take your time, brother.
Because you be like to write soliloquy.
No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, look at Bush, one of the dumbest ever. But until this guy came along,
Right.
the most powerful person in the world is not the President of the United States. The President of the United States is nothing but an arms salesman. He talks about his wish for peace, but we're selling all these arms for war to all these countries. He's an arms manufacturer salesman.
So what is Trump's I forget what they call it, but you know, like Bush's was strike. We strike preemptively. And,
Right. His doctrine.
Doctrine. And so what's Trump's doctrine?
He doesn't have one.
He doesn't have one
because he's an idiot.
He's all over the place.
He's all over the place.
Okay.
Because remember, Trump did not expect to be the president.
Right. He's probably what?
He was running.
He was like the rest of us
Yeah.
in the election.
No. Me and Chris knew he was going to win when he got the thing and Hillary won.
Yeah.
We said, oh, it's over.
And
He's
when
going
he
to be the
called
president.
California, it was like it's over.
Right. But he didn't expect to win that election, and he ran to market his name. That's the only reason he ran.
Right.
That's why the next day after the election, you saw him sitting next to Obama. He had that look.
Like the deer in headlights.
Yeah, because he knew with all the stuff that he was doing with Russia and all this other stuff, because Trump's biggest thing, this is why the Russia thing is a connection. He wanted to market a hotel in Moscow.
Got it.
He's been trying to do that for years.
And they've been giving him money and stuff.
Right, the oligarchs, and they run money through him because Trump didn't have any money. He owed $1 billion. He hasn't paid taxes in almost 30 years.
Damn, and he getting away with it?
Getting away with it.
Like,
Okay?
he should be in the clink. He should be trying to get
But
a
that's
pardon
what
from somebody.
that's what rich people do. And if people don't understand and research, this is all public record. You can
Right.
get all of this stuff. So that Moscow thing was that's what he was trying to do. Oh, I ran for president. It's the Trump Tower. You know, I'm a political guy now. When he won, that's why he is in panic mode right now.
Okay, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And so Charles says, let's see, I make sure I didn't skip it right. Okay, so Charles says, that's why I am independent, I vote Green Party, and I am
Yes.
with the Progressive Movement Universal. Well,
I'm with
I'm
you.
nonpartisan. I don't belong to any party. I purposely put it that way because I'm going to vote my better interest, whoever that is. If it's a Republican, a Democrat, Peace and, Freedom Party, Green Party, Independent, whoever it is. But as Ed keeps saying, and Dean, we need to form our own party.
Yes.
Like, get away.
At the local levels.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen
at the local
nationally.
level.
Yeah.
Get away. And me and Donovan are actually trying to put something together, at least here, to try to talk to people locally and say, hey, we need to wean ourselves off the Democratic crap. Okay?
Absolutely.
And then Al said, I will make a deal with you. Since we are going to Magic Mountain on a Sunday, you can do your show while I'm on the ride. You don't get on. All right. I like it.
Right,
I
right.
love it.
Reporting live from Tidal Wave, whatever.
I'm reporting live and sitting on his bench as he gets on there. Okay? When he put me on Superman, I was done. I was like, never again.
It's gone,
never
huh?
again. That was it. And then Ed says, just so you know, once again, being independent does little to avoid being crushed. It just doesn't.
Yeah, you're going to be crushed regardless.
Right. You're not even. It's